welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing more than just looking at used trucks. We're doing a deep dive into the engineering history of the Ford F-Series. If you're a regular here, you know we don't care about the massaging seats or the size of the touchscreen. We care about the frame rails, the timing chain tensioners, and whether or not that transmission is going to leave you stranded on the side of the I-95. Buying a used Ford is a calculated risk. Ford sells more trucks than anyone else, which means they do a lot of experimenting on their customers. Sometimes that experiment results in a 300,000-mile legend, like the 300 inline 6. Other times it results in a $10,000 engine failure because of a $10 plastic part. Today, I've done the research, I've pulled the TSBs, and I've looked at the long-term reliability data to give you a definitive list. We're going to cover the F-150 and the Superduty. We'll talk about the golden years where Ford got it right, and the blacklist, the years that should only be bought if you enjoy pulling cabs off frames in your driveway. Let's start with the years that keep mechanics in business. If you see these for sale at a too-good-to-be-true price, there is a reason. The disaster era, 2004 to 2008, 11th Gen F-150. If there is one engine that defined the term mechanic's nightmare, it is the 5.4-liter Triton 3-valve V8. The spark plug ejection/breakage. In the early years, the plugs would literally blow out of the head, taking the threads with them. Ford fixed this by creating a two-piece spark plug that would seize and break off inside the cylinder head during a routine tune-up. If you buy one of these, you better own a Lyle broken spark plug extractor tool because you will use it. The cam phaser death rattle. The variable cam timing (VCT) system on these engines is notorious. The plastic timing chain guides shatter, the tensioners leak, and the cam phasers begin to knock. Once you hear that diesel sound coming from your gas V8, you're looking at a $3,000 to $5,000 timing job. The teething years, 2011 to 2013, early 12th Gen. 2011 was a massive year, the birth of the Coyote V8 and the 3.5-liter EcoBoost, early 3.5-liter EcoBoost. These first-gen turbos suffered from intercooler condensation. In humid weather, water would pool in the intercooler, and when you stepped on the gas to pass someone, the engine would gulp water and misfire. Transmission lead frame. 2011 to 2014 models had a nasty habit of suddenly downshifting into first gear at 60 miles per hour because of a faulty lead frame sensor in the 6R80 transmission. Ford issued a recall, but many used trucks still have ghost issues here. The oil burners. 2018 to 2020, the 5.0-liter Coyote consumption issue. You'd think a modern 5.0-liter Coyote would be bulletproof, right? Not in these years. Ford introduced plasma wire arc ion-coated cylinder liners. The result, for many owners, was excessive oil consumption. We're talking 2 to 3 quarts every 1,000 miles. Ford tried to fix it with a PCV swap and a software flash to reduce vacuum, but many of these engines are fundamentally thirsty. Now for the good news. There are 3 specific windows where Ford nailed the F-150. If you find these with a good service history, buy them. 1. The bulletproof oldie, 1992 to 1996, 9th Gen. If you want a truck you can actually fix with a basic socket set, this is it. Specifically, find one with the 4.9-liter inline 6. It is arguably the most reliable engine Ford ever built. It's not fast, and it's not efficient, but it is a gear-driven cast-iron tank that will outlast the body it's sitting in. 2. The refined workhorse, 2009 to 2010, early 12th Gen. Wait, didn't I tell you to avoid the 5.4-liter? Yes, but by 2009, Ford finally figured it out. The 2009 to 2010 models used an updated 5.4-liter with brown coil boots. This signified the redesigned cylinder head that used normal one-piece spark plugs. These trucks are often overlooked and undervalued, making them a great budget buy for a backyard mechanic. 3. The modern standard, 2015 to 2017, early 13th gen. This is my personal sweet spot. The aluminum body, no more rusted out cab corners or wheel wells, the 2.7-liter EcoBoost. While people were skeptical of a small V6, the 2.7-liter Nano engine is a beast. It uses a compacted graphite iron block, the same stuff they use in the Superduty diesels. It is proven to be incredibly reliable. The 6-speed transmission. You get the 6R80 transmission, which is far more predictable and DIY-friendly than the newer 10-speed units. The best Superduty years, 2015 to 2016. This is the pinnacle of the second-generation Superduty. The 6.7-liter Power Stroke. By 2015, Ford upgraded the turbo to a larger GT37 single sequential unit, fixing the bearing failure issues found in the 2011 to 2014 models. The steel body. These were the last years of the steel-bodied Super Duties. For a mechanic, these trucks feel substantial, and the 6-speed torque-shift transmission is nearly indestructible. The era of overcomplication, the Godzilla revolution, 2020 to present. If you were buying used but want modern power without diesel headaches, find an F250 with the 7.3-liter Godzilla V8. It is a pushrod engine, no turbos, no overhead cams. It is a mechanic's dream. In an era of overcomplication, Ford built a big block that is easy to service and built to go 300,000 miles on gas. When you're looking at a used F-Series, here's your 30-second deal or no deal checklist. Check the oil fill cap. On EcoBoost or 5.0-liter engines, look for milky residue or heavy carbon. If oil changes weren't done every 5,000 miles, the timing components are already on borrowed time. Listen for a cold start rattle. Started cold. A 2-second grind or rattle means cam facers. Negotiate $3,000 off the price or walk away. Inspect the vacuum hubs. On 4x4 trucks, grinding noises and 2WD usually mean failing IWE hubs. It's an easy fix, but a great bargaining chip. Scan the frame. Especially on 2011 to 2014 trucks, check the rear shackle mounts. Mud and salt get trapped and rot the frame from the inside. Final verdict. For best value, look for a 2014 F-150 5.0-liter or a 2017 F-150 2.7-liter. Thanks for watching. If this helped you save some money on your next truck, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below. What's the highest mileage you've ever seen on a Ford?